Well, this is an interesting episode 52. I'm just randomly breaking into the security for people. There's nobody in here? I mean, sure, let's just do this.
Ah, this is an interesting security measure. It looks like you need to find the right combination of numbers to adjust the wave. Easy enough, right? Pick a number selector, then change its value. Once you find the right combination of numbers, you should get access.
I mean, sure, why not? I mean, that was... I didn't even know what I was doing and I cracked that. That's, like, ridiculous.
It works.
And if we want information on assassins or Templars or the observatory or whatever the fuck else interests us, Olivier, you will deliver it. Full stop.
Uh-huh.
I understand that, Leticia. I'm sorry if that came out wrong. We are not trying to be a bottleneck here, but we just don't have the resources right now to do 2 times the research.
Finding that balance is your priority. Your entertainment products are simply a means to pay the bills for larger and more important work. That's the way the world works. Dirty money buys clean hospitals. You get it?
Wow.
We're on board, Leticia, rest assured. We have our best employee working on this, but it will take time.
That means you.
Good. And thank you. The both of you. I look forward to seeing what you deliver. Until then, I'll see you at the shareholders meeting, Olivier.
Looking forward to it. Bye-bye. Tabarnak! It's a little too early for that kind of abuse, huh? Come on.
Fancy
So,
that. Oh,
What's next?
We do as the lady says. Focus on the observatory.
Assassins, Templars, crazy talk. I'm curious about this shareholders meeting, though. How about you break into Olivier's office and see if you can find his schedule? Oh, what? You don't like that idea? Well, how about I blow the fucking whistle on you, hacker? I own you. What I mean is, I don't want to ruin your life. So, do as I say. Now, step over to the window.
I mean, I literally would have done everything that he asked, even... It's like, he goes from nice to threat to apology to subtly, thinly veiled threat. Anyway, window, huh? I mean, sure. Let's get out there and do it. Sure, why not? Oh, hello. There's a weird thing. Admit them and submit them. Yes, we submit that being ourselves, the product of an advanced yet earthbound race of intelligent humanoids, we must also therefore be tools ourselves and subject to the intents and purposes of our creators despite our limited agency. I mean, sure. I guess. I mean, why not? Oh, fucking hell. Is it by the... Hang on, so... Is it by the window? I had a look in that room and couldn't... Guessing it's in here then? Oh, here we go. Oh my god, this whole place is just... Why would they have the security office more or less open to the air? Doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I mean, is that just plasterboard? Exposed cables? I bet these cables have security feeds on them. And literally, I mean, don't get me wrong, climbing up the side of a building, not exactly easy.
You can't waltz into Olivier's office through the front door, so I've opened another route. Up we go. Did you know that Abstergo was run by Templars? Oh, yeah.
Well, I figured that out.
Sounds like crackpot stuff, I know. But
Nope.
then again, the moon landing was faked, right?
No.
So, anything's possible.
I mean, it wasn't, obviously, because that's just stupid.
All right. Either you walk through that door, or throw yourself off the terrace. Those are your options.
Why is this guy so aggressive when I'm actually really wanting to do what he says because it's unveiling the conspiracy and And I still remember the ridiculously, you know, I mean, look at that crossroads. It's like the traffic is just both directions, both green, somehow no major collisions. I know I've said it before, but, you know.
Oh, well done, kiddo. Find his computer. Make it snappy. We're looking for the shareholders meeting schedule. It's worth a lot of money to us.
I'm just going to have a little look at this. That's a hell of a jump in stock. I mean, if the graphics to be believed. Yeah. I mean, that's, yeah. Devils of the Caribbean, huh? Lol. Yes, I know what the objective is. I'm looking at the marketing propaganda. Do you mind? I mean, sure. Some nice pistols and a nice blade there. I mean, that's looking pretty deadly right there. Anyway, I suppose I best do what the guy says, because, you know, got nothing better to do. Are there any post-it notes around here? That's a good point. Post-it notes. Post-it notes. I like how she's just completely oblivious. That amuses me. These bookshelves seem a little bit awkward, because you can put books so that they're actually really, really difficult to get to. That is a really... I mean, don't get me wrong. When you glance at it, it's kind of a cool bookshelf, kind of a set of bookshelves. But then when you actually think about it, you're like, hang on a second. This is like really, really awkward. Got multiple copies of the same books as well. I mean, that's a bit obsessive. Some of them limited edition. I think it's just his intellect is limited. I don't see any post-it notes. There might be one on the desk, but I figured I might as well look around beforehand. Yeah, whatever. Let's do this.
Be careful now. As the data moves, there are security programs constantly monitoring the data flow. You need to sneak past them, or they will destroy your data and send it back home.
I mean, is this Frogger? Is this literally Frogger? It bloody is, you know. It's literally Frogger. No, that was a... Oh, no, that was good. It does go safe for a very long time. I mean, how am I a master hacker now? I mean, what I'm doing is not masterful in any way, but, you know. Okay. Hello. As most of you know, I'll be attending the Chicago shareholders meeting from the 15th to the 17th, and they'll want to see our progress with the Kenway line. The small amount of data we have already gathered is incredible, and we anticipate even more amazing finds in the near future. The events and people we have seen so far make us confident that the complete experience will be one of the most eye-opening explorations of piracy ever seen. It will take quite a bit of work to scrub the data of objectionable and classified material, but we already have some incredibly promising footage. At the same time, Abstergo Entertainment will soon be announcing a closed beta for our new Consumer Cloud Interface app. Sexy name forthcoming. Edward Kenway's virtual pirate experience will be one of the first complete product on offer. Will be the first complete product on offer. And the first of its kind anywhere. An immersive, interactive pirate experience drawn from actual historical data. Internal tests of our Consumer Cloud app have been encouraging, and we anticipate it will be ready in time for the next holiday season if everything goes according to plan. So, this leads us to a broader question. What other experiences would we like to offer? What other historical periods and locations can we explore? Judging by our current rate of data retrieval, our capacity to produce, and our understanding of consumption trends, executives at Abstergo Industries have given me the goal of producing one complete virtual experience per annum, in addition to smaller offerings, as our research allows. This includes books, recordings, films, and any other transmedia offerings. A second related question is this. Does Sample 17 contain enough compelling data to sustain our current commitment to it? Or should we make a request to Abstergo Industries for additional archive data? Remember that the data from Sample 1 proved fruitful enough to create our Liberation product. It is very likely that research into Samples 2 through 16 will bear surprising fruits as well. Thoughts? Okay. To blah 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 blah. Thanks for opening the discussion, Oliver. Just a brief heads up with where we stand now. I've been the Sample 17 project director for just over a year now, and my team and I have been able to cobble together a rough list of the most interesting time periods available to us through this single genetic sample. Remember, this is data that has already been fully or partially sequenced by Abstergo Industries. I'll try to be brief. Patrilineal line. 15th century Italian Renaissance, 17th century Ottoman Empire, 18th century American colonies and war for independence, 19th century New England and American Midwest. The matrilineal line. Are these even real words? I know that means father line and that means mother line, although I'm not 100% sure how, they can have a father genetic line since we basically inherit virtually no genetic traits of memories sort of like from the father, but in the sense of, the stuff that they're suggesting is inherited, but I don't fucking know. I still, the whole genetic memory is nonsense, but it makes a good game. Anyway, 12th century Holy Land, the Crusades, 13th century Egypt and Northern Africa, 14th century Ashikaga shogunate in Japan, sounds fun, 18th century French Revolution, 19th century Napoleonic Wars in Taiwan, 20th century Summer of Love, American Pacific Coast. Obviously, this is just a small sample of the potential options. The number of ancestors any one person has is well above 30,000 after just 15 generations, so there could be many more surprises waiting for us within Sample 17. However, despite Sample 17's rich heritage, we should not limit ourselves to this alone if we have concrete leads elsewhere. For instance, quite a few men from all sides of my family fought in both wars, and I can even have a great-great-grandfather who fought in the American Civil War, managed to meet President Lincoln a few times too. Going this route is a little more costly and time-consuming, since the data has not already been sequenced, but it could be rewarding in the long run. In short, if anyone has any confirmed connections to interesting historical events, periods, or cities, or knows of people who do, please share. I will also be reviewing the past 3 decades of samples collected and sequenced by Abstergo Industries. I recently learned that one of their samples, number 2 I believe, participated in the trial of Jean d'Arc. Yeah, so there's a nice lead right there. Melanie. So you got some pictures. See, the idea of something like, Great War kind of thing would be interesting. All good points, Mel. Word of caution, though. Sample 2 comes from the late Dr. Warren Vidic himself, collected at some point in the early 80s when he was a young engineer working at Abstergo Industries. So as tempting as a Jean d'Arc experience sounds, I'm not sure Abstergo Industries would be too keen on letting us rummage around in Dr. Vidic's DNA. It's just a sensitive topic. For my own part, I'm related to Francois Xavier Jeannot. I don't know if I pronounced that horribly or not, but, I don't know any other languages. Noted Québécois, I don't know, historian and poet. Exciting, right? Possible lead? Smiley. One additional caveat. I know there are some words I can technically, although they're used in English, they're not Origin English. Let's avoid digging into any modern periods, i.e. the 20th century, unless we find something incredibly compelling. Because as fun as a World War II setting might sound, we do well to avoid any settings with vehicles, cars, motorcycles, helicopters, tanks, etc. Why, you may ask? because our research has shown that memory imprinting in individuals is actually hampered by the semi-catatonic state most people enter when driving for medium and long periods of time, and this makes data retrieval somewhat more difficult. In short, we don't really want to develop the engine to work with vehicles because we're lazy here at... Sorry. In short, we don't want to go through the efforts of coding extra animus... In fact, no, they're actually saying almost what I said. Coding extra animus features just for the sake of digging up memories of people driving around in cars. There are other more efficient ways to experience that. My God, they actually are saying that they don't... they don't want to code the engine, the actual Assassin's Creed engine for vehicles. They've got horses, but horses are slightly different. I like that. Oliver, ha ha. Quebec City is beautiful, but without pirates, ninjas, or zombies. I'm not sure how well a story about a historian would sell. That's a fair point. Also keep in mind, samples 460 may be off limits too. While doing my own research last month, I caught wind of some exciting characters buried in these gene samples. But as soon as they started digging, I was told by people far, far above me to stop. Very odd. But not surprising, I suppose. AE has a lot of active military contracts. That's Spurgeon Entertainment, I assume. And I assume these had something to do with that. I did not push back. As far as my own, if anyone's interested, my great-grandfather was friends with Hemingway and Stein and Sate and Picasso, and he lived in Paris in the 1920s. No action-packed adventures there, but historically interesting. Just throwing it out there. Chris, is our lunch meeting on-site or off? My God, we're getting toward the end of these emails, guys. Yes, as much as I love The Lost Generation, I think our first few virtual experiences will need to be a little more action-orientated. So wars and other major combat operations are always a good standing point, or any periods of intense conflict, really. As for pirates, ninjas, and zombies, we could easily accommodate the first two, but zombies are a bit, how do we say, ahistorical. Too bad, really. My great-grandmother, for instance, worked alongside Eamon de Valera and Michael Collins for many years during the Irish War for Independence. So it wouldn't be difficult to sequence that small segment of my own genetic memories for our purposes. Olivia, actually there is a factual basis for zombies, or zombification anyway. Read Hurston's book on Haiti. Or Haiti. Haiti? Haiti? And the strange voodoo practice there. It may not be Hollywood-style zombie magic, but it's creepy nonetheless. In Liberation, Aveline came into contact with voodoo Hungans. If we dug further into that, I wonder what we could find. Her mentor, Ageti, was also into some weird stuff. Off-site, there's a new vegetarian place I want to try. I'll bring spec sheets, they're already printed. We're nearly there, guys, we're getting there. Sorry to be a dissenter, but couldn't we be using this technology to educate, not you know what, I'm just going to give up on some of these things. My mouth's not working today. I mean, theoretically, we have all of human history to explore, all of our achievements and brightest moments, so it's a little disheartening to hear that we need to focus on wars and conflicts and violence. It's not that I'm against violence, per se. It's just that violence isn't terribly interesting in bulk. That's all. There's just so much more nuance to life, and I think we could explore that. So, what if we found the memories of someone who worked with Albert Einstein in his patent office, or Charles Darwin on the Beagle, or Marie Curie in France? Moments where humans showed their very best potential. Okay, come on. Until oily, humorless university professors start paying us 8-figure fees to research the reification of normative gender signifiers in pre-colonial India, why don't we stick to the shit that sells? I'm talking Jack the Ripper in Victorian London. I'm talking about guillotines, Robespierre, Napoleon Bonaparte, and the French Revolution. I'm talking about Billy the Kid, Wyatt Earp in the Wild West. I'm talking about Genghis Khan and the Mongols killing a city of millions in the span of a long summer weekend. Action, blood, adventure, conflict. Because we're not going to earn back 1/10 of the money we have poured into reliving the memories of some guy who sat next to Einstein as he bit his nails while working on the finer details of general relativity in his head. For fuck's sake, man. This is business, not a group therapy session. Evan, let's take this offline. That's the one.
You sneaky bastard. A pirate through and through, ain't you? Now, get down to the lobby. There's a courier waiting. Yeah, that's right. I've been planning this for a few hours. Oh, wait. The receptionist. Hold
yeah.
on.
Yeah.
I'll try something.
Well, why don't you just let me go back the way I fucking came? I noticed that, you know... Ugh, let me just sit back down again. Right. What did you
As
say
gullible
to
as
her?
ever.
Well, you just said fucking parents have died or something.
Now, hurry down to the lobby before I remotely detonate your earpiece. Don't even think about ratting me out. My tracks are covered. Yours ain't.
I just don't care. I don't know why he seems to think that threats are the best way to do this. I'm actually really chill about this entire thing. So yes, to Templars control Abstergo Industries. Shock fucking horror. I never saw that coming.
Did you like the allongé? I practiced.
I think you pulled it a little too long.
Oh, come on. It's not encrypted code, for God's sakes. It's just a bloody coffee.
He sounds like Steve Bonnet.
Oh, hooray! It's our old friend.
Hey there, I just got a call about picking up another transfer.
Oh, you said you were here to see me.
Yes, that is one of the perks. Let's see it. A conference in Chicago, very nice. Thanks for this. We'll be in touch.
Ciao, Rebecca. Text me.
Stuff it, Hastings.
Wow. How rude.
Well done, friend. Very well done.
Friend?
Apologies for my temper tantrum there. You are with the good guys, I promise.
No, I'm
we'll
not.
keep you safe. Trust me. Go on back to work. We'll be in touch.
I mean, I don't think you are, really. Sticky Note 10. Yes, we submit that there are such tools, and... Yes, we submit that there are such tools, and as such have a purpose befitting a tool. I do believe I've been insulted. We submit that there are like hammers and wrenches and shovels made for a specific purpose, not our own. We submit that our purpose is indivisible from the will of those who came before. We submit ourselves and our bodies and our minds utterly. Yeah. I mean,
mine 3 times between the parking garage and my desk.
I'm not really one much for, you know, masochism and, you know, being submissive, so, yeah, I'm gonna submit. That's a good question. You know, dominant people, do they have trouble filling it online forms? Or not filling them in, but, like, clicking on the submit button. You know, do they have a trouble with that? Because they're like, I don't submit. No, I'm far too dominant to submit. It's a terrible joke. I'm not going to apologize. Stuff it. I don't care. Are there any other post-it notes around? I don't like these walls. They kind of look cool, but it's just a waste of space. Hang on a second. There's literally... This entire thing is just one big fish tank. I know that it was before, but it's like it's actually above you. That'd be funny if someone broke it accidentally. That would amuse me greatly. Yep. Lots of pictures of my ancestor. I'm actually curious as to what this stuff is. He's also got figures of me in here. Could steal his phone while he's in the Animus. That'd be funny. He'd love me for that, wouldn't he?
Security guys.
Oh, hello.
What is it with all these emails we're getting about heightened security restrictions? Did something happen?
You didn't hear about...
Take the cinema which gave us lies, and a man once said 24 times per second. Okay. Take the phonograph, which preserves noises which ought to be ephemeral. Take the television, which is obviously stupid. What? You started sounding so wise. Take video games, which are secretly stupid, and you all know you wish there was more pornography. You know you do. When I've got all these notes.
Erudito?
Well,
No, the hacker here at Abstergo.
oh,
Who's Erudito?
It's just that group. You know, they like to,
Like to what?
nothing.
they like to nothing. They like to nothing. Well then, there's that. Take saturated fats and high fructose corn syrups, which are poisonous, and soy, which has been known to make men into women. What? Okay, interesting. Take computers which count so fast we cannot keep up, nor should we, for we are an imperfect race of disgusting shells of tissue and bone incomplete in and of ourselves. We must have masters to survive. We must admit our masters. I mean, no?
Poet. This? Fine. I'll deal with it. Damn.
Nope. Not in there. Not allowed in there. Where else have we got any more? 'Cause I swear I wandered around here very briefly in the past, and there weren't anywhere near as many post-it notes. I mean, they disappear when you collect them, so I'm getting all these new ones.
Did something happen? Erudito?
I'd complain, mate. Complain harder.
It's just that group. You know, they like to,
Right. I suppose I should get back to work. Home sweet home, kind of, sort of. With my gently pulsating figures. I mean, why the hell not, I guess.